His hairy face was just inches away. The horrible monstrosity they call the Beard.
That was even worse than your Siren Head story.
Look, we're all just doing our best here, okay?
Don't worry. I've got a good one that'll chill you to the bone and leave you frozen in terror.
About a legendary killer who will make you melt in fear.
A true story sprinkled in horror.
Let's give him the scoop on the Ice Cream Man.
Ice cream man, just outside your window.
He'll make you an ice cream or two.
Using a side of sweet Centilla.
A flushy French vanilla to make a fresh flavor from you. Ice cream man, can you hear the whispers?
The children he's waiting for.
Driving round a van that's old and grubby.
In search of someone grubby.
And now he's out hunting for more. What's that sound? Rides around, coming to get you. Don't let him catch you. Frozen treats, made of meats. Better be hasty, or you'll be tasty. Hide and seek with a freak. He'll find his quarry. It'll be gory. Turn and run. Ice cream buns, certain to find you. Is he behind you?
Have you seen him near?
Honestly, yes.
How well can he hear?
We'll find out, I guess.
How fast does he run?
No one really knows.
Should I call 911?
No, I don't think that's necessary.
Ice cream man, hear his friendly jingle.
A cold-blooded killer is near.
Rumors his boy's the none that's evil.
And Daddy murdered people, so now he makes kids disappear. Ice cream man, here he comes to kill us, to freeze us with icy cold breath.
There's a goody mouse, ice cream psycho. Has cream with liquid nitro.
To dish out a dollop of death. What's that sound? Rods around, better stay silent. Things will get violent. Frozen treats, made of meats. You'll be a flavor, someone will savor. Hide and seek with a freak. This evil vendor never surrenders. Turn and run. Ice cream buns already found you. Beating about you. Ice cream man, now he's finally got you.
Just messing with you, dude.
Yeah, what kind of lame serial killer is the Ice Cream Man?
Oh, I don't know. Seems scary enough to me. So there I was, staring down the barrel of this little twerp's homemade taser gun. But before I could pull the trigger, I shoved a freaking ice cream cone down his gullet. Marshmallow. Anyway, he tasted real good. Better than his friend Liz.
Ice cream man, there he is to kill us.
There he is on my shirt.
Oh, there he is too. You're wearing him today.
I'm wearing... Who are you wearing today?
Yeah,
The ice cream.
Ice cream man. Rod Sullivan. This is a Rod Sullivan design. Hey to everybody, welcome to a little comments live stream for a musical that I think is kind of underrated. Ice Cream Man. I think you guys agree because y'all voted. Some of you voted for it. Probably not all of you, but a lot of you voted to read some comments from it, and that's exactly what we're here to do today.
I went back and I looked it up. Ice
Yeah.
Cream Man has actually been in 5 different comment stream votes.
Has
So
it? Oh, it's not so popular.
It took a
loses
while.
I believe there was a meme on our Reddit about it at one point.
There was.
About how
Right.
Rod never gets his
Oh.
time. Well, now is his
Today
time.
is his day. Yeah, we're really excited. We pulled 10 comments plus a bonus one to discuss or to answer here on the live stream. But we're also going to get some from you guys. in the chat live, and Gwen's, I think, got that open right now.
I am saving the questions that you are currently asking
good,
into a
good, good.
notepad thing so that I don't
Good.
miss any.
Well, it's all fresh in their heads. We just watched it together. Yeah. Gwen noted during, while the video was playing back, this was peak pandemic.
It really
It was really funny to watch it again and be like, this was like a month or two into the pandemic that lasted for like 2 years. Whereas kind of still going, who knows?
Yeah. I mean, this was literally like, we did God of War, which was us throwing together, being like, what in the world can we do with just us in our house, which God of War was very ambitious. And then we like toned it down and we're like, let's have just 3 kids in the backyard with a fire pit. Mm-hmm. That'll be a lot easier for the second month.
Did we do Death of a Sim after that?
Was that right after this?
June?
Might be.
In July, I think we did 60 seconds.
Yeah, I always get confused if 60 seconds is first or after.
Yeah, I believe it's after.
Yeah, but this was literally at the point where we were like, we have no idea how long this is going to last. We don't know if like next month we're going to be out and about and able to hire other people again or like what. So like this was a real scramble.
Yeah. Yeah, we had fun with it though too. Okay, so anyway, just keep that in mind that this musical was made really early in the pandemic, and we thought we were still going to maybe get back to working normally, and it took us a while to get back to working normally, and we're basically back to normal, I think. But okay, so shall I kick us off with the number 10th comment?
The number 10th?
The number 10th comment.
Yes, please.
From the error.
The error.
The error. I don't want to offend, but this song is literally for kids.
Oh.
And let's be fair, there's a couple kids in the backyard singing it for another of their friends who is also a kid. So this comment is correct. It is literally being sung for kids. A kid. Kind of an interesting... Don't tell YouTube, though. YouTube will freak out for anything that's made for kids. Let's not...
Okay.
Adults enjoyed it, too. Let's be real.
But I really... Okay, so when I think of, like, our most, like, for kids song, honestly, I always think of Baldi's Big Zoo. Because that tune is just... It's meant to mimic for little kids. Like, it sounds like it's for little kids.
Yes.
This is literally a disco song. Tell me a 6-year-old that you know of that's listening to disco.
What's that sound? Rods around, come to get you. Yeah, right?
But there's a lemur with a gun.
Yeah.
In Baldi's Big Zoo, yes.
Yeah, in defense of Baldi's Big Zoo. It is a parody that's for people that remember those songs, not are actively enjoying them. Anyway, I like to think that Random Encounters never is actually making for kids content. And it's true, we don't have anything marked on the channel. YouTube hasn't marked anything. Our content is supposed to be enjoyed by all age groups. In fact, when I started the channel, it was intended for college students and high schoolers. So that group was supposed to be basically squarely the sights of Random Encounters. Over the years, it's shifted. YouTube's demographic has shifted more than ours has. So just saying, we get some of the spillover, and now all ages are watching Random Encounters. But it began as a college student kind of production thing. There was a second half of this comment from NC10, who followed up or responded to the error and said, "It's about a murderer who turns you into ice cream, but okay."
Thanks.
That's
Fair
also
point.
true. Both of these comments are true. They're not mutually exclusive. It can be for kids and also be inappropriate for kids. The game, I think, falls in that like line as well of being like it's enjoyed by a lot of children, but it's about peak level of like what you really want them to be scared by is a murderer who will capture them and turn them into ice cream. That is disturbing. Probably don't want to send them straight to bed and be like, all right, sleep tight. That'll be fun to dream about. It can be both, though.
Yet he's a more realistic villain than a lot of horror villains.
It's true. He's
Like
just
weird
a dude.
undead dude, Jason Voorhees. That's not.
We're gonna come up with
A
that
weird guy that takes children and puts them into ice cream. Could happen. Could
Yeah.
be in your neighborhood.
Yeah, could happen. Could be us. I could be doing it right now.
Speaking of things,
Sorry, no, don't say that on the internet.
Speaking of things that could be in your neighborhood, our number 9 comment is from Omega Bigfoot. The Omega Bigfoot could be in your neighborhood.
Could be.
Oh.
Honestly, if Rod wasn't a murderer, he'd be, in my opinion, a cool and chill guy to hang out with. No pun intended.
Cool. Chill.
What would he do if he wasn't a murderer? Does he
Yeah,
just... Are we talking about, like,
he's-
he gives out ice cream and tells you horror stories?
He
Like, is
really
that-
likes ice cream. Just really likes it. I really like ice cream
He's
more and more. I
definitely,
sound like Rod.
Maybe it's me. Maybe
What's the
I'm
word?
Rod.
He's... I can't think of the word for him. Not flamboyant, but he's...
Well, he is kind of flamboyant, but
I feel like there's a word, but I can't think of it.
Entertaining. I do feel like you guys both talked about how you liked him as a villain just to play around with. Like,
yeah, I like him more in ours than in the game. In the game, he has a little bit more of just like a rough, scuzzy guy, I think.
Yeah.
In ours, we make him a little bit less human, a little bit more like he's just a weird, lively, evil person thing. Creature? I don't even know.
He's like the equivalent of like Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
Like if you've got like the mindless serial killer horror villains
Yeah.
like Granny, and then you have like the one that's cracking witty jokes and stuff.
Rod he's got character. He complains about things, and he has like an alarm clock. He has a schedule to keep. Like, he's got a real life. It's full of murdering children and watching YouTube, but he has a life.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
That's all he does.
Schedule your YouTube watching. Do it. Make sure you schedule random encounters a couple times today. What do you got there, Gwen?
Our number 8 comment from Sarah Green. Catchy. I like it. Though I don't understand how one makes an ice cream out of humans.
Well, let's talk about that.
Oh, no. Don't Google it.
I just need to know how to make ice cream as a starting point. Okay, so how
Well, you
make
get an
ice
ice cream
cream.
maker, and you put salt in the middle and milk on the outside.
Oh,
and
Gwen
you
already has
spin it
done this
around
before.
over and
Gwen
over
is an
and over
experienced
and over and
ice
over
cream
So I
and
assume what you would do is you take that process, but then you also grind up a human into paste and put them in there as well.
Yes.
Like it doesn't. It's like how do you put chocolate chips in pancakes?
Exactly.
You just
It's
drop
like,
it
yeah,
in.
It's not that hard to add some human flavoring to your ice cream. Let me just tell you a weird, quick way to do it. Put some hair in your ice cream next time you have some ice cream. Just add some little hair, and then be like,
Some places you have to pay extra for that.
flavoring my ice cream with human hair. Or like if
a
you bite your
toenail
nails,
clipping?
you could like, or toenail clip. There are small, innocent ways to make your ice cream
Still
human
Nothing about this is
flavored.
innocent.
Ah.
No.
It's like sprinkles. Take your boogers out.
I-
Nah, that's not human. They're not parts of your body. Boogers don't count. That's not human ice cream.
You could poke your fin.
Your fit.
Poke,
That's
poke your
fish ice
finger.
cream.
I don't advise this, but you could poke your finger and just drip blood into the
That's
ice
Don't do
cream.
that.
true. That's true. That's
Don't.
disgusting.
Terrifying.
And it's getting much more like a serial killer thing. So anyway, I could imagine a whole host of ways to make human flavored ice cream. I don't endorse any of them because we have great flavored ice cream already in the world. In fact, I think we should throw that to the chat. What is the best flavored ice cream? We probably asked them that back when the musical came out, but I just want to know now.
Probably.
I want to start a war in the comment section about what the best flavored ice cream is. And
If
we can-
anybody
we
says
can have one right here.
pistachio, you need to leave.
Kicked out. Booted.
You just talked about human ice cream for like 5 minutes, but people with pistachio ice cream.
Exactly.
have to
They're
leave.
disgusting. You sick savages.
Oh
How could
my
you?
You
Goodness.
sicken me.
Oh, my
I'm
goodness.
gonna throw a little flag up for cotton candy flavored ice cream because I know no one else will. It's gonna just be me. It's gonna be me. Cotton candy flavored ice cream is actually delicious. People don't believe it, but it is. It's a good flavor of ice cream.
Literally haven't seen someone say the same flavor of ice cream as
No
somebody
one?
else yet.
What?
We've got cake batter, cookies and cream, chocolate, pistachio,
What?
Get out.
mint chocolate chip, caramel
That's good.
drumstick, chocolate fudge brownie,
Oh,
bubble
man.
gum.
You know, I'm skipping lunch today. We're gonna go have ice cream after this.
Oh, I found another cookies and cream. There we go.
That is not the best flavor, though. It's good, but it's not the best
Hey.
flavor.
Hey,
How could two people have agreed on that before anything?
Cookies
because
and
cookies
cream-
and cream is really good.
All
Cookies
right.
and cream is like, it's the most basic of the advanced flavors.
Okay. Yeah.
Like if your basic flavors are like chocolate,
vanilla,
and
strawberry.
strawberry,
Yeah.
cookies and cream is the like it's a different flavor, but it's like
But it's only one off from
it's-
chocolate or
it's-
vanilla.
Yeah, it's
All right, Nate nominated an ice cream. I nominated cotton candy. It can't be human flavored.
oh, never
Or
mind.
pistachio. That's.
I mean,
straight
I
up
like cookie dough. I like mint chocolate chip.
cookie dough's good.
That waffle cone swirl stuff that we get every once in a while is pretty good.
Uh huh. Gwen, nominate an ice cream flavor.
I really like cookies and cream.
Hey! what are you
Stephen-
doing agreeing with
Ben
them?
and Jerry's used to have a Stephen Colbert flavor called Americone Dreams,
That was
which
pretty
I think
good.
is waffle cone swirl,
Yeah,
basically.
it's basically the same thing. Yo, they make peep flavored ice cream.
Gross.
Over at Cold Stone, and people make fun of me because I was
Boo batter.
Boo Batter's coming back.
Boo Batter.
Boo Batter at Cold Stone. That's pretty good too. It's got some weird
Side
dying side effects. I like that it dyes things. That's a Halloween kind of thing to say. Like, oh,
I
I've
really do
died.
feel like we have to throw out birthday cake though as an ice cream flavor.
Birthday
Like,
cake is great.
Birthday cake is really
it is.
delicious.
It's very solid flavor. Okay, so I've made myself really, really hungry for ice cream. What else? What questions are we getting from the chat?
I have a name. Wanted to know how did you make the fake ice cream in a few of the shots? It's so good.
I don't think it's fake. Is how we made it. I think we actually had ice cream.
So the cone is fake. because
You're
we made
right.
it massively oversized.
Oh, we did such a bad job. I mean, I think we were supposed to get cones and we didn't because it was the pandemic. So we made
Yes,
one.
literally, I printed out a cone pattern
Oh.
and wrapped it around into a cone. Then we
This is like
stuffed-
Amy Rose's paper
It
watch
was.
levels of
It
like.
legit was, and it was terrible.
YouTube,
and then we
man.
stuffed paper in the bottom of it, so we only had to put like 1 or 2 scoops of ice cream
Yep.
on top. And then we didn't have any red sauce, and we really wanted something red dripping off of it, so we burned a red candle and melted the
right.
wax over the top of it.
That's right.
Um,
Wow, the recipe for our ice cream
My
is so
favorite
bad.
flavor. You know, peak pandemic.
Yes, paper cone.
If you could
crumpled up
actually go
paper.
to stores and do anything,
wax.
Yeah.
we would have. The problem was not that we couldn't go to a store. The problem is that was part of a reshoot
yes.
that we
Yeah.
did late in the night.
It was the night before I think it came
And
out.
yeah, and even nowadays, after everything's open, I don't think our Walmart is open at like 2 in the morning.
No, yeah, a lot of things never reopened to the hours that they had before the pandemic. So that's still an issue that we're dealing with. But yeah, if you have ever looked at that ice cream cone and thought looks a little off, there you go. It's basically completely off. There's
Didn't
only
they just
real
say
ice
it
cream
looked
on it.
delicious?
They said it looked so good.
The ice cream was good. Everything else about it, you didn't want to. You don't want to eat the paper. You don't want to eat the wax.
I think the best part is we were shooting those shots on green screen, and we were trying desperately not to get any ice cream dripping on the green screen floor.
Yeah.
And so we were
It
like,
was runny.
it was the same shots we were doing with like the big trash can or whatever. Or did they know that's a trash can?
Yeah.
He was like looking into the pipe, and there was
Yeah.
a trash can. Or okay, whatever.
Well, that's a pipe.
Yeah,
That's a
there's an actual trash can that he lifts up the lid
You're
and
right.
puts the trash.
So we were like holding the ice cream over this trash can, trying to make sure it dripped into the trash can.
Ugh.
It was a real mess.
The
So we tried
things
to
you
do
do
as
for
quick as
YouTube.
possible.
You just hope people don't notice. And then you go tell them on a comments live stream instead. Be like, hey, guess what?
Both Awesome Glitch and Matilda Tidwell Brooks wanted to know about how many takes this took to make. That was a lot of take-tooks, but
How many shots are there is the first question. Probably like 70, which is a little light for a musical, but it was like a lot of long takes out in the backyard.
yeah.
So maybe slightly fewer than that, might be like 65. And then I would say we redo every shot about 3, if not 4 times.
Yeah, probably about that.
So what's the math on that? 65 times, let's just do 70 times 4 would be 280 times. We rolled camera. Probably I bounced it up to 300 just to be like, it's roughly 300 times that we acted something out while the camera's rolling on this.
This was one of those shoots where we started like right after dark, and we got the fire going, and we got out there, and we like got going, and we're still filming at like 2 or 3 in the morning, and sitting there trying to play our disco music as quietly as possible so that our neighbors wouldn't be like, "Who's
During a
holding a
pandemic.
disco party in the backyard?"
Yeah.
Like
I'm
it
sure
was-
people are
it was
judging us.
A longish.
How many
shoot.
people do they have over there at their campfire? What
We
kind of party
live
are they throwing?
together.
Be like, it's just the 3 of us that live in this house all the time. We just do weird things at weird hours. I'm sorry. People that have lived here long enough know. The fruit ninja comes out. Somebody throws stuff over the wall.
I hope they
The
don't.
shovel werewolf screams in the night.
We-
Things happen here.
We were just talking to some people the other day about what's it called, Nextdoor or whatever.
Oh, yeah, the app that you
tells
can-
stories about the neighborhood or whatever. Or like,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
we
my
were
neighbor
wondering-
was doing a suspicious thing, or oh, I just met whoever.
We were legit talking about needing to sign up for it just to see how many times we get talked about.
Neighbors are doing a weird thing again. Why do they do that? Because we do it professionally. I'm a professional weirdo.
Ashley Wheeler wanted to know: do you think the ice cream man turned them into ice cream at the end?
Ooh,
Maybe.
Good question. Continuing story. Obviously, it didn't get Charlie, because he comes back later. But maybe those two are...
They might be dead. Who knows?
They might be dead. We don't know.
They might.
He seemed content just cooking marshmallows, to be honest. I think he just wanted to share his stories with
I
them.
really do feel like he wanted a captive audience, so I think
Yeah.
they didn't end up ice cream, but they did end up trapped there for.
When do you think the
Quite
beard
wild.
showed up there? That's the
I don't
real
know, yeah,
question.
because he ends up, like, is he trapped too? He doesn't seem to be a hostage.
Is this
He's
the
just
kind of
enjoying
thing where
himself.
he smells that there's marshmallows in the air nearby?
Yeah.
And just like,
Ooh, and invites himself over? I think so. Rod just wants, like, extra, like, sure, pull up a chair. I'm telling him of a story. Why don't you sit down? Yeah. I'm guessing that they just sat there all night and they were traumatically scarred for the rest of their lives.
And real quick, Althea Wall really wants to know if AJ actually licked the log in that scene.
Did I actually lick the log? Gross. I don't know where that log has been. No, I didn't actually lick it. I'm a coward.
If I remember correctly, it wasn't that you wouldn't have, is that we were all kind of concerned about the splinters
Yes,
that they
I-
were not having on.
That's
like,
what I was concerned. I would have licked maybe the bark side, but not the like cut side.
Yeah, I don't imagine wood tasting overwhelmingly bad to lick, but yeah,
It's just what-
splinters does not sound fun.
Yeah,
on
I
your
can't
tongue.
imagine getting a splinter in my tongue. That would be so bad. Especially because even just trying to get it out, you have to like leave your tongue like for however long. That sounds terrible. No, I wouldn't have done it. Wouldn't have done it. All right, we're on to comment number 7. It looks like from Carlos Guevara. Guevara? Sorry, I'll figure out how to say your name one day. Scariest thing ever. Your two friends take a scary story, make it into a song with choreography and everything. Terrifying. Yeah, like how long were they rehearsing this? Like, okay, you're gonna step here, you're gonna do that. We're gonna go on both sides. You grab the thing, and we're gonna hold that up, and we're gonna jazz hands. It's a lot of there's a lot of methodology going on here. Wait, is that the word I'm looking for? Methodically is the word I'm looking for. Methodically planning every step of this presentation of their horror story. It's too much time to invest into spooking your friend.
You know, I do kind of like the idea of two like little kids who are like, let's write a disco song to spook our friend.
Right? And be like, this is the level they go to. Like, most people are like, ooh, I will hold a flashlight here. That's down here. These kids are like,
Overachievers.
disco number. And then he's real. That's the great part. It's not even like they had to actually invent it. They just literally did a tribute to this guy who shows up at their campfire.
They were summoning him.
That's the ritual.
You gotta sing the disco song.
We found out how well he can hear. That's the answer was there. It's play a disco song in your backyard all day and he'll hear it. What do we got for, what is it, number 7?
Number 6 from Rian M's Google account. Okay. From his Google account.
Yeah.
Or their Google account. Should I call 911? If pro tags did that, then horror games would be non-existent.
Facts.
It's not necessarily true. I've seen plenty of horror movies in my day where they call the police and then the police show up and then Jason Voorhees hacks them to death too.
Like sometimes the police are the bad guy. Like the bad guy, like they show up and you like trust them and then you realize they're part of the bad guy team and you're like, no one will save you anymore. Yeah, sometimes. But sometimes you just can't call 911, to be honest. It does just like, my phone doesn't get service here.
Yeah,
The battery is dead.
This used to be in like old horror movies where they'd be like, oh no, they cut the phone lines, and now we have cell phones, and it's like, oh no, my phone's
phone
out of
battery.
battery,
Yeah.
or the tower's out for some
Why you
reason.
need to charge your
or-
phone all the time
Yeah.
in case someone tries to murder you.
You think like, I was like, in the old days, did they make movies where like,
Don't-
all the carrier pigeons have been slaughtered?
Don't cell phones...
No. They didn't make movies back then.
Some cell phones hold emergency power in them for 911 calls.
Yeah.
Like, they'll die, but if you try to use them for, like, 911, they'll actually work.
That's
How,
interesting.
how do you even dial 911 if your phone is dead?
I
know.
assume
It's
that
got
just pushing the
something.
buttons 911 and like.
There's no. There's,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
no
we don't have buttons on the. That's a good point. Doesn't work on
Keep your
those
phones
phones.
charged. It is a safety issue. You never know when you
It's
might
Fun
need
fact,
to
if you
know.
use a payphone, you can dial 911 without paying.
That's
so.
true.
Really?
That is true.
I didn't. Where are you gonna find a payphone?
And I know this for a fact because my little sister, when she was like 4, was practicing how to dial 911 in a public place
Oh no.
on a public payphone,
Oh no.
and we had a nice visit from a police car.
Oh no. That's
There
so
you go.
funny. Hey, you get to read number 5.
Crystal Moon says, nobody, ... literally nobody, ... AJ licks firewood.
But not really.
Old hickory. But not actually. As previously stated, wouldn't have licked it, didn't want the splinters in the tongue. It is a weird, like, I was thinking about this. I'm like, okay, so what was the point of the blocking? Why did he
We
do
were
that?
talking about yummy ice cream, and it was like wasn't it like the...
Like, you'll be a flavor, someone will savor, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh. Okay, so we didn't have, like, a shot list, per se. We didn't have storyboards.
We didn't really have props. Like, there were no props out there other than things that you would take camping. So,
It
like,
was a choice.
firewood is there camping, and obviously camping being a loose term, like, they're next to a house.
Yeah.
But, like, the cooler that he gets on for, like, the
Yeah.
truck, like, that's something you would bring out, like, a cooler of drinks or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's...
Yeah, we worked with what we had. We made some impromptu decisions on set while we were going, and we worked with what we had. We were actually talking about how some of these like shots of Rod doing things are on green screen, And we, again, filmed them like the night of the musical coming out. And it's because we looked at the footage and said, some of the things we didn't look as good on camera as we were kind of hoping. Probably something like the on a piece of wood probably didn't look as good, but we didn't have the footage to cover it. So some things actually were even weirder that we did and looked dumber, and they didn't make it into the cut. And that's fine. I think it's mostly dancing. I think our dancing was mostly weird and bad looking.
I don't know how to tell you guys this, but the worst idea for a musical ever is to tell me to dance.
Which we literally were doing last night. We were literally doing that.
I mean, I feel like we also just wanted more Rod.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really weird to film a whole musical talking about the Ice Cream Man and then not showing the Ice Cream Man. So we were really
this is a tough because there's some full disclosure you can have here. A lot of the footage that is in Ice Cream Fun of my character Charlie being chased by Rod around town was actually shot for this musical. But we thought it would be too jarring to jump between. The idea was that it was going to be Charlie imagining himself being chased by the Ice Cream Man while they're telling the story.
Yeah.
And we decided it was just too weird.
It didn't come across as his imagination.
Yeah, it didn't make sense, and people were going to maybe think that it was a parallel story or whatever.
Yeah.
So
we scrapped it all.
All that footage, and then we filmed more, got used for Ice Cream Fun.
Yeah.
So
I completely forgot that. Yeah, we filmed an entire second storyline, and then decided it was too jarring and weird to watch side by side with them at the campfire.
I feel like it was literally 2 nights before the musical went up. We were all in Nate's room where the editing was happening, looking at the footage, being like, all right, do we roll with this or do we pull this out and go film some green screen stuff real fast to fill in some of this? And unfortunately, we all agreed it was just time to pull it all. And then AJ was like, I think we can make a second musical out of this if I just write another song. And we were like, okay, at least it won't go to waste.
Yeah. It worked out. I mean, we filmed additional footage for Ice Cream Fun to fill it out more.
It was good. Yeah,
and it worked because that month that it came out, August, we were out of town for 4 days filming the final season of The Shovel Werewolf.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it worked.
Yeah. So there you go. Sometimes you make weird decisions on set. Some of them stay in the musical, licking a piece of wood, and some of them don't.
Yeah.
And, we just tried to be creative where we could see it.
Since we just talked about why there was an Ice Cream Man 2, Amy Yan wants to know if we think there will ever be an Ice Cream Man 3.
Oh, the legendary third of the series. We always seem to do 3.
I should start with, we have no more footage, so there's no...
there's no good excuse to do it. All right, Nate.
Never say never, but...
Have we talked about it?
It's come up in months where we're not sure what to make sometimes.
Okay.
But I don't know if we particularly... It's tough. We like the character of Rod. He's enjoyable, but I'm not sure we want to do another Ice Cream Man.
All right, Nate is dodging around that we joke about doing other musicals based on games by the Kaplarians. That's the studio that made Ice Cream Man.
Yeah.
I think he said that if we do an Ice Cream Man 3, it needs to have, Evil Nun or Mr. Meat in it or something to, ramp up the tension. I don't know.
I love the idea of building more of a Kaplarian universe where, and they've done it kind of with their games, too. They have one called Horror Brawl that I believe combines Evil Nun with either Mr. Meat or Rod and a bunch of the kids from different games and stuff. We've talked about how Horror Brawl is literally suited for a channel like ours to bring in several of these characters and have almost a Freddy versus Jason feel of a bunch of different monsters that meet each other and are doing a musical number. But we've never pushed it forward. I think there are so many games, classic games that we want to do, and new trending games and stuff like that. Not that Kaplarian games aren't trending. YouTube loves serving those out. Serving them like ice cream, dishing up a dollop of death. So maybe one day we'll get to it, but I don't know. I don't feel like we didn't name other important characters from Ice Cream really. It was Charlie, made his way to a second one, and Rod. So I'm does anybody really... We would have to bring in, I think, somebody new because Rod, unfortunately, just can't carry a whole musical all by himself. In my opinion. We could probably do it, but...
And I think, honestly, in their opinion, too, because Ice Cream Fun, which is largely Rod-centered, did not do as well as Ice Cream Man.
It's also just a different genre. Instead of that fun dance music, it's a weird, silly Hawaiian song, which I had a lot of fun writing.
It's a little jazzy.
It's also based on the song from their game that he sings. So we had our hands tied a little bit on that one. Do we have other questions from the chat?
We do.
Okay.
Isla and D wanted to know how did we get all those different sets?
Different sets.
The different sets, as far as I know, where we had the backyard, which was our backyard.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
We had some of the streets near our house.
Yes.
Yes.
Or around town. I don't remember if they were all actually close to our
No,
house.
they were pretty close.
We drove around to try to find stuff. Like, we went to the park.
Yeah.
And there were too many people there.
in the pandemic.
And we were shocked. We were
"What?"
like, this is going to be empty because people aren't supposed to be out.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we weren't supposed to be out there.
I mean, there were, I think,
But
there was, what do you call it? Curfews. So during the day, people are allowed to be out, though I think it was like, don't go out into crowded places.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, the park was full of people being completely crowded, and we were like, no, we're not going to go out and film here. So we turned around and came right back. We're like, well, here's our street. Here's down the street. Here's a corner.
Yeah. And then everything else, as far as I know, is green screen. Correct?
Yes. And yeah, green screen. We literally found backgrounds, stock footage and stuff like that for a bunch of that.
Follow up to that, Inverse Sky wants to know, did we have any green screen issues while filming?
Yeah, Ice Cream Man's head. You can see it back here. It's kind of white colored. It's cream, ivory, whatever you want to call it. White objects on green screen collect a lot of spill. And so we definitely had some problems of green screen spill on him. We especially had it on shiny metallic things, like I know when he gets the little serving scoop for ice cream, that thing had some weird reflections going on. The garbage can was way too shiny and picking up some interesting green highlights that it took some work to get rid of. And you can kind of see some discoloration in those shots. I would say the other hard thing maybe about those green screen shots was the fence falling. I feel like we had some troubles getting angles on a small enough green screen where you could see things like a fence, but also Rod's face for most of the shot, and get them to kind of line up. So I think we propped the fence up and had them kick it over, but not on the camera. And sometimes using the space on green screen is actually the harder part than keying. Keying being when you.
I wasn't even in the room when you filmed those, so.
Oh, okay. I keep looking at you like.
I'm pretty,
right.
I'm pretty sure you were filming them while I was still doing sound.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, because
okay.
it was you and I in the green screen.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was
so I
not
should
in
have been
there.
looking over here, but right? Well, yeah.
Yeah, I remember it being a little bit of a hassle, and me, of course, being like, I think that looked good. I don't know.
I think
I
you
don't know how
could
to
use
do
that.
green screen shots.
Yeah.
Sorry, there was one other I was
Let
going
me
to do.
take that one back.
Sure. Monica wanted to know, how was it singing around the fire with all that smoke? Was it impeding your ability to act/sing/see?
Hi, Monica. Great question. I don't know. How'd you guys feel about trying to?
The smoke was in my eyes. It always is. Every time we ever film anything by a fire,
You're cursed,
it's
man.
always going into my face.
I feel like the biggest ones that I remember were this shoot and Engineers Are Your Friend that we just did. And
Yes.
literally Nate was spending every minute in between shots with just his eyes shut.
Yes. Katie was too. Katie
Yes.
was in downwind or whatever from the
Yes.
smoke as well.
Yeah.
Thankfully, if my memory serves, we did all the recording for this one before.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Pretty
so
sure.
I had already sung my part. I knew the words, which was nice.
That's helpful.
It is very helpful. Sometimes I literally go into these shoots having no idea what,
I have no
what
idea.
I'm singing. I'm just
What
like,
is
what's
the
my
song
next line?
about?
Okay, that.
Who are these people?
But that meant that we didn't have to do as many shots because I did know basically what the words were going to be, which was nice. And B, there was no actual singing going on. It was just kind of mouthing and lip syncing along, and all the smoke inhalation that did happen didn't matter the next day. So we all sounded like we were 80 the next day.
Yeah. Even on set, there was some coughing. I'm pretty sure I remember having to stop and inhaling smoke and ash for 6 hours.
Yeah.
3 feet away from it. Even the camera having to be that close to the fire. I know there were times where we're like, oh, okay, it's too hot. I can't get that close.
And the mic that sits on top of our camera has this big foam thing on it.
Right, a windscreen.
You could smell smoke on that windscreen.
Everything
for
stunk.
months.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny how campfires smell so good while you're at them, and they smell terrible the next day.
Oh my gosh.
You're like, why is it so stinky? I say that. Sometimes it's still a little pleasant. I don't know. Probably depends on your memories of the shoot. Okay, so should I drop in on this next comment?
Yes.
Number 4 from Matthew Ustra. Ustra! Sorry to make fun of your name. It's like if the beard was reading it, though. He'd be like, Ustra! I just realized AJ was wearing an iCarly jacket. Indeed he was. He's wearing it today as well. I'm gonna spoil this a little bit for you guys though. It's not a particularly good or well-made iCarly jacket. In fact, they gave me one that was poorly sewn that they were gonna throw out. So I wasn't important enough to get one of the nice ones. I got one of these guys.
So he's skipping over the part where he worked on iCarly.
Oh yeah, sorry, that
so
happened
he
too.
has an iCarly jacket because he worked on the show.
Yes, but as stated, I was not very important. So they made cool crew jackets for everybody. What is it, like season 5? Season 6? I don't remember. Everybody got cool jackets, but the first batch of them came in mis-sewn. So my boss complained about it and was like, no, we're not going to pay for those, remake them. And they said, fine, just keep them, and we'll give you a discount on the next one or something. And then he was like, hey, AJ, do you want one of these? And I was like, yeah, I do. So I have one that's got the sewing on the wrong side on the pockets. And I like wearing it, though.
It's a nice
And I'm glad
jacket.
somebody
And, like,
noticed it.
Nobody can see that stitching is wrong unless they're like, oh, look at
Well,
that.
also, I feel like nowadays they actually do make some things that are purposely sewn weird like this to look cool.
Yeah.
So, honestly, when they first gave it to me, I was like, looks fine to me. I'm a poor, just out of college kind of person. Nowadays, I'm like, oh yeah, I guess no other seam on this looks like that. They probably didn't mean to do that and just somebody messed it up. But there you go. That's the fun story. And I promise I didn't do anything super cool on that show. I was literally a production assistant.
That's what he says every time, but also fun fact, probably the third or fourth time I was hanging out with him, he wore this jacket and I was like, you like iCarly? And he was like, I worked on iCarly, and it was very impressive.
iCarly is an old TV show for anybody too young who's like, what
They
even
know
is
what
iCarly?
iCarly
They know what
is.
iCarly
It just had a reboot.
It's got a current
true.
TV show now.
That's true. Yeah.
And it's in the news because Jeanette McCurdy wrote a book.
That's true. She did.
So
I hung out with her a few times. Not recently. It's been like a decade. Don't ask me questions about this stuff. Okay.
Number 3 from Derek Spichala. Isn't the music at the end Demented Furry from the Shovel Werewolf?
Why is it, Nate?
Yes, it is!
Hey, I like that somebody catches that.
I do.
Especially by name. The fact that they know that it's not even just Biffalo Bob music or something.
Yes. It is Demented Furry, Biffalo Bub's theme from season 3.
Yeah, it's over on the soundtrack. There's even 2 versions of it, I think, like a choral, evil version.
Yeah, we've used it a
the
couple
kind of goofy
times.
one.
I feel like we also used it in the end of Sally Face?
Yeah,
in
that
the
sounds
dungeon
right.
when the beard is playing D&D with them.
Yeah, stranger things have happened.
It's a good moody song when you have a moody kind of
Yeah.
creepy ending like that. So
It's true, yeah. And it's not the only song that we've done that with where we wrote it for something else, but then we kind of recycle it. We own all our own music. We write our own music and we own it.
Yeah.
So it's really convenient, and we literally just did it on the last musical, actually. I wonder if anybody caught it. I didn't see a comment on the Pikachu song about it. Obviously, it plays some sad piano music when he, walks away, and everybody, I think, picked up on that because that's literally from Sing-a-Choo. But then there's a piece of music that plays at the very, very end, and I don't want to spoil the joke in case anybody hasn't seen it. You should go watch it. Maybe I'll just leave that open-ended. Let me know if you recognize the piece of music that plays during the final joke of that musical. It's literally a week old, and I haven't seen anybody actually go, hey, that's the song from blah, 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 blah. But it's totally a song from something else that I think everybody watched. So, funny. It's amazing I can recycle these songs for other projects, and people don't notice.
Taka Sloth Girl wants to know, is that kid wearing a wedding ring?
This wedding ring?
Was that you or me that did that?
I don't know. I was just
it was him.
Oh, was it?
Yes.
Okay. I think I tried to write it off as maybe it was a graduation ring. Graduation from 6th grade. I don't know. I don't know why he's got a ring.
They do
I think
rings
they-
for 6th grade graduation stuff?
No, I don't
Man,
think they do. It's
missed
just
out on
a
so
ring.
much.
He got it in a Cracker Jack box.
Yeah. Every once in a while, we forget to take off our rings. It happens. I'm trying to think of
we've got them on today. They match.
They do.
Yeah, and they are wedding rings. It is kind of embarrassing though. I don't know why that kid is married.
It's
Probably
a
shouldn't
weird,
be.
honestly, it's a weird problem that we never had while we were dating. And
Yeah.
now it's like, oh,
The
right.
interesting
does this
thing is
character have
it's
a ring or
because
not?
if you had put it on a different finger, then suddenly it's not a wedding ring.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
but you
Like,
would have
'cause
just
it-
taken
but
it
that's-
off.
I know,
if
but
you
it's like
remember.
it's not
Oh, yeah,
identifiable particularly as a wedding ring per se.
Is that literally the only?
But I think
ring
it's
that
because
goes
it's
that
on your
finger?
ring finger.
Is engagement or wedding rings? Does nobody wear a?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
you
yeah.
can wear other rings
Yeah.
on there, but people will be
Okay.
like, is that an engagement ring? Like they do to Anna every single time I see her because she's always wearing a ring on that finger. And I'm always like,
Oh.
Should we be celebrating something? Every time.
There you go.
Every time.
Every time.
Sneaky. That kid is just trying to keep all the ladies off of him. Obviously. Like, girls, I'm spoken for at like 14. Okay? Back off. I have 3 kids already. It's disturbing.
You know,
Ice cream man, don't eat them, please.
Ooh, I was also
Back
born
in like the 1200s, that's probably about accurate.
Started my family, yeah, and you die in 6 years and be like, oh, I made it to 20. Eh.
Oh my goodness. I somehow missed grabbing this in the scroll, but somebody asked in the chat today if you had as much trouble keeping the ice cream man head on as you had keeping Mono's head on.
Yeah. Probably more. Although we got better at it. It started out almost unwearable. Like, I think Nate was going to play him originally. And that head did not stay on. I feel
we
like
shove something in there.
that's
we did.
and it got better, and we continued to like workshop it a little bit as we shot.
Yeah, I played Rod in pretty much all the actual outdoor scenes, and then obviously at the end at the fire because you're both in the shot.
We actually shoved Ralsei's hat from Deltarune into it, so it had like a crown and was like a little bit, had just more stuffing and stuff in the top, so that you could wear it. Which really funny story. Literally, that made me research how to keep these heads on better, and I did some weird engineering inside Mono's head to try and make it better.
Have like straps or something?
It had straps. It had like a hole in it to help it like turn with you when you turned.
You could see there's not really stuffing in there, so
No.
it's
Yeah,
just
it's
a big
just
empty
a big ol'
space.
empty
I
head.
think the biggest problem with it is like when you turn your head, it doesn't go like. It kind of. I guess it kind of keeps.
just
Up.
kinda-
Yeah, there, right, there you go.
Yeah, and then it gets stuck, and then you can't turn your
Yeah,
head
it's like
back.
your nose needs to like
Yeah.
stay right here, and because your nose kind of like holds it in place. But as soon as your nose slips,
it slides around, and then you can't
all
control it, and
over.
his head is just broken, facing the wrong direction for the rest of the shot. Yeah, so we got better because of this shoot.
Yes. But also, Dana Zarate wanted to know what happened to the second Ice Cream Man head. For anyone that saw the
it's in our
making
closet
of-
still.
Yeah, it is. It is literally the bane of my existence, though, because still every once in a while I'll get a message from someone being like, "I'll buy that from you. Will you ship it
Fun
to me?"
story. We got an email from somebody claiming to be, I think, a representative from Wahlburgers, which is a burger joint owned by the Wahlberg brothers, like Mark Wahlberg and Donnie Wahlberg, and I don't know how many other brothers.
Kind of famous, important
Yeah,
people.
Mark Wahlberg's the more famous one. You probably know him.
Yeah, seen him in some movies.
They claimed that Donnie Wahlberg wanted the mask and was willing to buy it from us. And we were like, don't know if real or not, so delete.
Also, probably not legal if he's going to
Yeah.
use it like to market for his restaurant. That wouldn't make sense because
Yeah.
he'd really need the Kaplarian's permission. That's not ours to give. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, funny the people that want one.
I'm still just 90% sure that that was somebody trying to sound more important than they were to try and get us to send it to them, because we'd already said no to like probably 10 different people at that point. Like,
I think the problem is people don't. Nobody is going to want to pay the price that we will say that it costs to buy it.
no.
Like, it's probably cheaper to make your own because not only are you paying for the supplies, you're paying for the man hours it took
Yeah.
to make it.
Also, like, if you, like, buy, and I don't know if the Kaplarians actually sell one, but a big company can get them mass-produced, and that will save a ton of money. You have to pay the premium price when you are, designing only one of them. And so, yeah, it's a much more expensive process to get us to spend time away from YouTube building things like costumes or props or whatever.
Yep.
And then something, and this is true of cosplayers as well. If you've ever wondered why a cosplayer might ask so much money for one of their costumes, you go, it's not worth that. I could make it work. It's because they spent possibly 100 hours doing that. And you think, what does somebody make per hour? Like $20 maybe? Because like that's a skilled practice. Like a tailor probably makes more than that every hour. And you're doing the same job basically. So you're like 100 hours at $20 an hour or whatever. Suddenly you're like, that's too expensive for me. Yeah, it is. It's really expensive to hire a private tailor or a private costumer, a private prop smith. It's very expensive.
Which somebody in the chat just said, just charge them $10,000, and if somebody goes for it, you're set.
I agree.
You're not wrong.
That's true.
But I did at some point price out like how many hours it had taken me, and I gave someone the offer. I was like, it's $1,200 if you want it, and they were like, peace.
Yeah.
So-
Completely reasonable. We didn't expect somebody to say yes. Just want people to know sometimes this is how much time and money and resources go into this. just to give it and send it to somebody else and be like, all right, go do whatever you want to do with it. At least when we do it, we'll make some money back from having done it. And obviously we use that mask, twice. Although we did build a second one, I guess, for her costume video. So we made 3 videos with it. Yes. 3 monetized videos that all did pretty well, actually. That mask did pay for itself, I think, ultimately.
Which, this is the perfect time to thank you all for joining us on things like behind-the-scenes videos
Yes.
that help us make back
For
even
real.
more money than we would have made on just the musical. Obviously, watching all the bloopers, watching the set design ones, the costume design ones, like all of those things help us make back money so that we can make even more musicals. So thank you very much for
appreciate
doing that
it.
for us.
Yeah, you guys are really generous about watching the videos, streaming the music, supporting us on Patreon, buying merch, things like that. You guys have been doing a lot for us, even when YouTube ad revenue is kind of sinking and slowly, in flux. So we appreciate that, and you guys have really made it possible for us to keep making cool musicals.
I also really appreciate, I've probably had somewhere between 15 and 20 people at this point send me photos of their own Ice Cream Man masks that they've made. And some of them are incredible and probably better than the ones I made. So thank you for showing off your work right back to me, and it is definitely encouraging in that way too.
Can we shout out also all the Mr. Hops I've seen, all the
Yes!
Frambos I've seen, the Sixes,
Yes.
the Monicas I've seen. I've seen Enos's and Enos's friends. Like, it's really cool to see how many different people, all the FNAF characters I've seen, like people cosplay and stuff. Very cool.
Absolutely.
Should I take the green
probably
clipboard
hand that
back?
back to you. Yes.
Cool. All right. Let's keep this rolling. You guys hear that garbage truck outside?
Every time.
It's Tuesday. Reading those comments and then got to fight with the garbage truck. All right. We are on the...
Go fight it? Hang on.
Garbage
hold
man.
on.
Garbage man.
Here he comes to interrupt our comment stream. All right. Comment number 1 from Sleeping Ghost. This is fitting for Halloween, isn't it?
There's only one O but 2 S's, so it's Sleeping Ghost.
Sleeping Ghost. Theory. It's just a theory. A ghost theory. What if the ice cream that Amy eats in the Sonic musical is Ice Cream Man's ice cream?
It's terrifying.
Well, that would explain
no.
why she chucked it at Sonic instead of eating it.
I would just suddenly... Okay, I can't get this out of my head now. That shot of cheese going like... Even a baby boba. And just be like... How? And take this huge bite of whatever... weird red ice cream she's eating.
You say it's weird, but technically, she's a hedgehog.
Amy is.
Yeah,
Yes.
Amy is.
I like cheese is a chow.
She's a
but-
chow. So really, it's not cannibalism. It's just weird ice cream.
That's true. Eating human flavored ice. I don't know if do hedgehogs bite people? Are they even like...
I don't think hedgehogs eat people, but if you had a hedgehog in your house and you died, they might eat you.
I don't know.
Are hedgehogs carnivorous?
No matter how you slice it, this theory does concern me. I'm thinking about how often we see somebody with ice cream in a musical now, and I can't watch any of them without thinking is
like
it
Dead
ice cream and
Space.
ice cream? That's true. When we stop for treats, cold and creamy sweets. Yeah,
They are listed as omnivores, so maybe.
they could eat people. People ice cream is their favorite.
But the meats that they're listed as eating are slugs, millipedes, earthworms, beetles, caterpillars. There's
They'd
not
rather have
a
those things
meat
in
meat.
ice cream.
Yes.
Not human ice cream.
That good old earthworm ice cream.
Either way, we've all been disturbed by the same theory today. Thank you
Coming to our
to
TED Talk. Sleeping Ghost.
Sleeping Ghost for probably the most warped theory I've seen in weeks.
It's an interesting one.
Concerning.
Okay, the only reason that ice cream was even pink is because we asked Adriana what her favorite ice cream flavor
Fleshy
was.
French vanilla is what she said to us.
That's right.
And she said strawberry. So
Oh,
we
right,
specifically bought her strawberry ice cream, knowing that she would have to eat a lot of it during that shoot.
It's true.
So
I just love that shot too.
it's strawberry.
She kills it. That attitude. All right, so instead of talking about the Sonic musical, we have one bonus comment, it looks like.
Bonus comment from Sponge and Ambiances.
Oh, that sounds like a store, doesn't it?
Sponges and Ambiance. It's very niche.
The new fragrance from Sponge and Ambiance.
Anyway, they said, but let's all admit, Rod Sullivan's voice is kind of seductive.
Is it?
Gonna be a seductive one.
Is it?
That's not for me to judge. That's maybe for you guys.
To each their own. To each their own, I guess.
Okay.
So there I was, being seductive, when this little twerp
Taser guy. Something. I don't remember.
All right, I think the word
Ice
you're
cream
looking
cone
for
in his
is
gullet?
breathy, which is often a seductive thing. However, that was AJ's voice. I obviously very much like AJ. I married him.
But do you like this voice
No.
from me?
No. I honestly,
What
I
about
have
Buffalo
debated
Bub's
several times over whether that one is better or worse than Buffalo Bub.
Really?
Yes.
It's on that line?
Yes.
All right, y'all are going to settle this today. Are we allowed to make a poll on this?
I think
Who's
I
more
did.
seductive, Rod or Buffalo Bub?
First of all, I need you guys to give me something to say as Rod. So go ahead, tell us in the chat.
To be
your
fair,
suggestion.
we've never seen Rod's face. It could be Buffalo Bub.
It could be.
Oh my goodness.
It could be.
All right, I'm actively searching the chat right now for a phrase to have the.
We need
the
our
most say.
seductive phrase. It's got to be like PG. Okay, nothing gross.
Don't make it weird.
And then we're going to sample them like an ice cream thing. We're going to sample Rod saying it and Buffalo Bub saying it. We're going to watch Gwen's reaction, how cringy they both are, and you guys are going to help her decide which one is actually the worst. I had no idea this was a question.
In the meantime, while you guys are coming up with your phrases, I just saw someone ask how we could see through the mask. The mouth is see-through, so not well, but you can look out through the mouth.
It's got that great thing going on where light hits it and like blocks anybody from seeing into it, but you can see great because it's right next to you to see out of.
All right, your options for phrases that they would like you to say.
Oh, good. All right.
I love sleepovers.
Is that seductive?
It's a little seductive, depending on how you say it.
Okay, I can make it, yeah.
Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers.
Oh my, how dare he?
The quick fox jumped over the lazy brown dog.
Oh, how seductive. Wow.
Would you like some of my Bubsy ice cream?
That one's that's weighted, I think, for both of them, but maybe we'll go for the sleepovers one. I love sleepovers. It's a good phrase.
Huh.
It's a good phrase. We've had it on a shirt for a while.
And this poll is, which is more seductive or which is creepier?
That's a good question. Which is it supposed to be? I think it's creepy because you spawned it by saying that you thought you couldn't decide which was worse. So which is worse? All right, so the phrase is I love sleepovers. So if Rod said it, it'd probably be like,
Oh, I don't know. I love sleepovers.
That's probably how it sound. Is it seductive? Was that seductive?
Very, yes.
I love sleepovers.
And then if Buffalo Bub said it, he'd probably go, I don't know, I kind of love sleepovers.
It's great.
I love sleepovers.
With the Bubsy sheets and my Bubsy pajamas on. All right, you've heard them both. Whichever is the more cringy, horrifying one, you let us know in the poll. Poor Gwen. I'm just like, she's like a bomb over here. Just like, I'm going to die. I'm going to die on camera on a live stream right now.
I'm not going to die. I was just
Good.
thinking that I'm glad that I already married you.
This was the
no.
deal breaker. I shouldn't have done this today.
You know, she
All
was
right.
told that Buffalo Bob was not coming back after
true.
season 3. And then he came back in season 4.
That's true. And I campaigned hard to bring him back in season 5 as well.
I liked him much better in season 5.
Did you?
Particularly in
Season 5? He's not in.
Sorry, whatever his last season
Season
was.
4.
Season
Four?
4. But his last episode in particular.
Oh,
I like
and
him
he
in his
goes,
last
He's
episode.
a
Buffalo
cat?
Bubsy. Buffalo Bubsy is
Yes.
his final form.
I do feel like weirdly dressing Buffalo Bub up as a weird space conqueror is...
Made him
Less horrifying
Yes.
than like a wife beater in jeans.
Yes.
Because you're like, I probably met that guy.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like people of Walmart going
I've
on.
never met the guy wearing bird feathers and like a
That's
giant
true.
cape.
Yeah, he's much more alien and maybe a little sympathetic because you're like, now he's some interdimensional traveler with a chip on his shoulder instead of a weirdo who picks up hairy men to skin.
As
All
you
right.
do.
You know,
I have 42 votes in at the moment.
42?
I'm going to give it like...
sample size is too small. This is not going to be official.
This is not going to be official.
Not going to be official if we can't get more than 42 people.
There's only 51 people here watching. We definitely have
What?
4.
Well, then
What?
9 of you didn't vote. It's your duty.
One of them is me.
Oh. Well, then you
You're
should.
allowed to
I
vote.
can't vote.
Oh, okay.
You're
fine.
allowed to vote.
I literally can't. It won't let me.
Oh, okay.
All right. So I guess if we have a consensus.
All right. I'm
You can
gonna-
announce for
I'm gonna
everybody.
End the poll.
All right.
And the answer of which voice is more creepy with 56%
It's got to be Bob.
is Buffalo Bob.
But is he creepy or is he just goofy?
I I
He's
will say
goofier.
on that last one, I was leaning Rod. Like if I had to vote, I would have been like,
Oh, really?
Rod is creepier. I don't.
Whispering in your ear. It kind of doesn't.
It's like
Doesn't make you too
ASMR.
happy. Yeah,
Can we
I'm like,
get some Rod ASMR?
Rod ASMR, like,
now we're gonna stir the ice cream. Oh yeah, that's good. Oh yeah. Let me get these gloves on.
You can't have Biffalo Bub ASMR because he just he talks loud naturally.
yeah. Biffalo Bub, like, ASMR's
Dalmatian Bubsy.
Yikes. Yikes.
There you go. Got your Biffalo Bub ASMR for the day. That was all of our comments. Do we have anybody want to hit up from the chat? I just saw myself sniffing the microphone. That happened. What a day today is becoming.
We had a couple of people, including Isla ND and Winky Cat, asking what our favorite part of filming this musical was.
Oh, our favorite part.
Favorite part.
Favorite part. I wanted to be like eating the ice cream, but I don't think we did eat the ice cream at the end. I think we threw it out because it was, covered in wax and was dripping everywhere. Q.
I don't know why, but I always really enjoy the nun to devil horns move, and I had a lot of fun doing that.
Ooh.
So I think that's probably my favorite thing that we did around that campfire.
Licking the wood was great, but riding the
Cooler.
the cooler was pretty good.
Using the fire poker as like a stick shift.
Yes, I actually enjoyed that. I felt cool. I felt like I was in a Fast and the Furious movie. I've seen them. That's what they look like. Cool,
Sure.
like me.
I didn't do much, so.
Oh, you got to make faces.
My favorite part of filming it was getting to use the footage for Ice Cream Fun. The practicality of
It did
having
feel pretty
another
good.
musical almost already done.
Yeah, to be like, we literally filmed 2 musicals by accident. Cool. I will take that. Less work, more product. Just gotta write more songs.
Like, yeah, filming Rod in the neighborhood wasn't like the most pleasant experience because I feel like it was decently warm. You couldn't see out of the mask overlaying well, and I know that the pants were James's pants from Detective Pikachu.
That's
and
right.
they are tight.
Yeah, really tight.
They were tight on you too.
Like they were.
They don't exist anymore because they were so tight. I got rid of them after that.
I feel like they ripped at some point.
Yeah.
I was gonna say we haven't talked about the song at all, really, and I like the song a lot, but it brought back a bad memory of struggling to finish some of the lyrics. And it might be one of the first times we called a little meeting, like
We
the
always
Council of Elrond.
sat on
got
the
together.
couch.
Yeah. What we did one of the granny ones. Was that before or after? Either way, usually AJ writes all the lyrics all by himself, and he is a brilliant little mastermind in his office with all the music and all the lyrics, and then he just comes out with the finished product to us and is like maybe he'll have like 1 or 2 questions. He's like, I have this line or this line. Which one do you like better? But usually it is all AJ's genius going on. And this time he was just struggling. And I know, wasn't this one that like the song itself was hard to write in your music program because the time code was weird, or was that
the other one?
That was
was,
Ice Cream
yeah,
Fun.
the other one.
Well, I remember there's been a long struggle, and I feel like anybody who has ever done anything creative knows that if you have struggled for like a week and a half, at some point your brain is just like, I can't do this anymore. So I'm pretty sure that's the point that AJ got to. And he came to us and he was like, all right, we're just going to come up with lines that rhyme. I don't care if they're good or bad. Let's just all sit around and rhyme some things. And we had probably a list of like 20 different things for like 8 slots or something that we ended up with. And then they were like, all right, which are the best of these 20?
I really wish I could remember some of the discarded
Every time
ones.
AJ comes to me for lyrics, I always think of like Loki and Thor 2. Where it's like, you must be truly desperate to come to me.
Wasn't this the one that we gave them some of the discarded lyrics in the,
Oh, yeah.
in the recording video?
That's right. We kept them long enough to show them the reject lines that we we came up with it. It's not good enough to go in it.
And I honestly don't remember if the ones that we gave you there were like the worst that we were definitely never going to use, but we wrote down because they made us laugh, or if we gave you like the next best ones. So you can go look up the recording video. I think at the very end is about where we gave you some of those rejected
There's
ones.
definitely one about like putting you in a blender.
Yes. I
Oh
remember
yeah,
that.
that's right. Oh, something.
I don't
Gosh
remember
darn it.
It might be in that video.
We
Something
have to go back and look it up.
Dead in a blender or something like that. I feel like it goes there.
Might be.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was probably like all night. I think we got dinner and talked about it during dinner, and then the whole rest of the night just being like, we need these lyrics done by the next day. This is what we're doing. And
I'm still just trying to. I'm sitting here to go like, what rhymes with blender that we were doing?
Surrender, maybe.
Yeah.
Like better surrender.
Yeah. Or go
Dead
in a
end
blender.
Or go in the blender. I don't know, something to do. I don't know.
Yeah.
Some of them were
They're
really
bad.
He'll never
They're bad.
surrender till you're in a blender or something like that. It's too many syllables, but something like that.
Oh, yeah, somebody went from the video. I loved kept in a cooler, I've got a ruler.
I've got a ruler!
Which was what we definitely were just like,
that was
all right,
like
we're
so
broken.
bad, it's not going to go in. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. Okay. Well, I'm glad that I need to make a better practice of that. I've been trying to keep 2 documents, and one that's like the notes document, and one that's actually lyrics. So anything that doesn't make it into those can go in the notes document, and then we can figure out if it makes sense to put up later. I should keep doing that because those are fun to see how bad they get sometimes. Secret has one of those. I'm trying to think what else. Got here's the rejected lyrics. Secret was crazy because it's like the entire song.
The entire
Yes.
song is different.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, anyway.
The line was, there's no surrender inside his blender.
Oh, there's no surrender inside his blender. That's the best version I think that we just are coming up with. But still wouldn't be my first choice.
Yeah.
We are at 4:02.
Okay.
And there's a couple of things that I think I skipped over, but I think they're mostly things that we've answered in either other places or things like that.
Sure.
If there's any questions that you guys feel like I really somehow missed, I'm going to give you the next, 45 seconds to put them
them in. Do it. Do it, cowards. Do it.
In the meantime, there was one question from Rebecca Scowcroft. Did you have any problems with lighting at any point with any of these shots? This was actually a musical that we bought a brand new camera for because we realized we had been shooting so many things after dark and had been having a lot of problems with lighting.
Yep.
But as far as I remember, we had almost no problems with lighting on this one other than we had to get the camera settings correct because this was our first time with that camera.
Yeah, and I don't think we did. I don't think we nailed it. In fact, none of us have a cinematography background specifically, which is basically camera settings and lighting. I wish cinematography was strictly just camera angles, but there's a lot more that goes into it than that, and all those parts are the things that I'm terrible with. So our lighting was iffy at points. I think you can see everything. I do think the new camera helped.
Yeah.
If you think the fire was lighting those scenes, you were mistaken. We did have a light out there that was doing a lot of the lighting for us. And we had to move it around a little bit and avoid shadows and stuff.
Did we have a new light for that too?
We might have. I feel like we got a stronger light.
I mean, we got the ring light that's lighting us right now at some point around there, I feel like.
Yeah. I don't remember specifically which one ended up out there, but yeah, we relied on a light to do most of the lighting out there. And Nate pointed out we left the house lights on, and you can see them in some shots, but that also did help us a little bit. If we shut them all off, it would have been a lot darker out there still.
All right, I think we're about ready to close up. Other than I saved this comment from Inverse Sky from the very beginning. And it's not a question; it's just a comment that I wanted to share. And he said, "This song genuinely has a stunning instrumental track. Sounds like it could be from a film."
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you, Inverse Sky. I appreciate that. This was a fun one to write, and especially the music style, because I like disco. There's my guilty confession. I'm sorry. I like it. It's something that I grew up a little bit with because my mom likes sort of that 70s pop style that is essentially funk and disco. And, and Motown music. And it all has a really nice beat and a really fun sound. And I like dance music like that. So this was a good opportunity to make a horror thing that's set kind of in the 80s or something with kind of, that retro feel of club dance music from the 70s where people wear bell bottoms and stuff and have disco balls. Speaking of which,
I was like, this is reminding me of something that we're currently editing to come out next month.
Yes, there's your hint. This musical has similarities to next month's musical. It is not Ice Cream Man 3. Sorry.
It has no shared characters, no shared sets.
No.
But it does have similarities. And you'll know it when you see it. And you'll be like, that's the similarity. That's what they were talking about. You'll go back to that exact moment where we're talking about bell bottoms and disco balls. And you'll be like, that was it. I get the connection now.
All of a sudden, I'm wishing we'd put that one character in bell bottoms.
It's fine. The musical is looking really good. The footage that we've shot already. I've got something to put up on Patreon actually from last night that I forgot about. It's on my phone and I didn't do anything with it. But stay tuned. I'm going to be showing some stuff, I think, on social media over the next couple weeks, too. Because we want to release the next musical in early October to give you guys some lead up to Halloween, since it is Halloweeny. It's a Halloweeny song.
Halloweeny.
Halloweeny, the favorite holiday to eat weenies on.
Favorite movie?
What?
Is that Frankenweenie?
Frankenweenie.
It's a good try. You get points for trying.
Noble effort.
All right, we've talked about ice cream a lot. I need to go get some. We have it in the fridge right now. I'm going to have
Or
some.
lunch, but...
I can have both. They can be both.
Sure.
They're not mutually exclusive. Thank you for joining us. Hit the like button.
Hit the like button to let YouTube know that we showed up and we did our job.
See, this is what happens if I don't get ice
That's right.
cream. I just go die in my
Shuts
chair
down.
in the middle of it.
He's an ice cream fueled robot.
Yes.
You heard it here.
There you go. And thank you for your comments, and we appreciate it. There will be a pre-recorded episode of Replay this week. I don't know what we're playing yet.
Undecided still.
Yeah, we have to make that decision up. We'll probably play it later tonight and get it up for you guys on Friday at 5 o'clock. And there might be a video on RE Extra. We are still waiting from the animators to find out. So stay tuned. We'll make sure to post about it on social media and stuff.
It will be there eventually.
It will be there eventually.
That's right.
All right, guys. Thank you again, and we'll see you next time. Beard salute!